Attention, this content is intended for those ages 13 and up. If you're under the age of 13, please leave and come back when you're older. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody, to the NECA Ultimate Archive Reviews, and in today's Archive Review, we are actually looking at a fairly new figure, but I'm sure you all are saying right now, you know, DK, you already did a review of this figure. Well, basically, I just wasn't really all that happy with that review of that figure. I wasn't really pleased with the review I gave of that figure, and I just recently picked up this new one, this brand new one, so I have two of these now, because I ended up doing something with my first one that I'll show later on in this video, so I figured I would take this opportunity to go ahead and correct myself with that review and give this and make this the next Ultimate Archive review. So with that being said, let's get into it. So on the front of the packaging, we have the original poster art for Halloween 2. We have Halloween 2 Ultimate Michael Myers on this side. We have the picture Halloween NECA on the back of the box. We have a bunch of obligatory product shots right there. Little tiny bio right there if you want to read that. Go ahead and do so. Halloween 2, another little picture of Michael Myers right there. On this side of the box, you have a picture of the, the poster art and then Halloween. And on the top of the box, we have Halloween 2, ages 17 and up, warning, choking hazard. And if we open up the front flap, we have a picture of the figure right there, as you can see there. And then we have the figure right there in the packaging surrounded by all of the accessories. So with that being said, let's get it opened up. Alrighty, here he is, open up another packaging, and guys, I am super pleased to say that I'm almost certain NECA has made some improvements to this figure's mask and head sculpt in general, because here is the first one I got, and as you can see here, the eye holes look a lot better, the paint around the face looks a lot better, it looks a lot more clear on the new one here, and also the tannish color at the bottom of the mask here is way less present on this new one compared to my first one right here. So yes, there is absolutely been some improvements made to this mask, and I could not be happier about that, because I wasn't that big a fan of the original sculpt, but this one looks way better. I mean, it looks so much more clear, the eyes look way better, and I'm so much more pleased with the paint job at the bottom of the mask here. This just looks fantastic. I'm super pleased with this already with my decision to go get a second one of these. So yeah, I did just want to quickly say that, but yes, the mask looks absolutely fantastic. Looks like a dead-on representation of Dick Warlock's costume. The hair looks great as well. Let's bring in the other head one more time. So the hair does actually look a little bit better as well. I think the shading is better on the bottom. And overall, yeah, I do think the hair looks better on the on my newer one here. So this is the older one, this is the newer one. So yeah, definitely made some serious improvements to the sculpt. And moving on to the torso, where he was shot 6 times by Dr. Loomis right here. You got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then what was the other one? 6 right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bullet holes right there. You have pockets right here, which look absolutely fantastic. Arms look great. The wrinkle work looks fantastic. The collar looks pretty good as well. It is a bit, yeah, the collar looks great. I don't know what I was going for there. Collar looks really good. Very pleased with it. Oh, there is also the wound right there from when Laurie stabs him with the sewing needle in Halloween 1 right there, which is pretty darn cool, which of course transitioned over because this movie takes place right after 1. The hands, he has one relaxed hand on this side, and then he has his gripping hand on this side. You do get some alternate hands though, which we'll talk about in a second. But yes, you do have the bullet holes, which look great. And then the legs, once again, the wrinkle work looks fantastic. This is the same body as the Halloween 2018 Michael Myers and the Ultimate Roy Burns figure. So that is, yes, this is the same exact body as that, but the wrinkle work is fantastic. I do really like this body in general. On the back of the box, on the back of the figure, you can see where the bullets actually left his body right there. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is a bit weird since, they don't really match up on each side, and honestly, it's like not even a little bit like. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I'm not a gun expert or anything like that, but yeah, really, really nice overall. Really like the way this came out on this figure, and I'm very pleased with with the way the mask looks on this version. So now let's get in on the accessories. Alright, so first up, you do get the Ben Tramer head sculpt look, which looks fantastic. This is way better done than the first one I got right there, which I would show you, but I've actually don't really have it anymore. We'll get into that soon, but yeah, very, very nice head sculpt right here. And of course, to put it on, we just pop off the standard head sculpt and we just pop it on. The first one I got was actually kind of difficult to get this one on, but yeah, this one does too. So this head sculpt does have to, you do have to use some elbow grease to get this one on, but yeah, there it is with that. So you can have the Ben Tramer right there walking along the street and then get ran over. So there you do have that display option, which is pretty cool. And you also get the Blood Tears head sculpt right here, which once again looks pretty, definitely looks like it has some improvements. Well, this is the standard one. Here it is. This is the old one. So once again, you can see there is some better paint work going on here. Let me go grab my original one real quick. Okay, so here's my original one, and yeah, you guys know what I did. You all already know what I did, but yeah, here's the original one, and as you can see, once again, the face paint looks way better on the new one. I really think NECA updated the sculpt and did a really great job with it. Even the blood looks better. The blood looks more visible, and it looks better. Yeah, overall, I think they just improved this figure in every way from the first release, which is pretty awesome to think, actually. Once again, the bottom of the mask is a lot more like tannish color on this one, but this one, the new one obviously doesn't really have it that much. So yeah, this is awesome. I'm super pleased that I decided to go for this. And of course, you can just pop this on, and boom, there you have him with the Blood Tears head sculpt, so you can reenact that scene when Lori shoots him in the eyes right there, which is pretty darn awesome right there. Sharpshooter Laurie Strode. So yeah, really, really cool there. And of course, this will be perfect when you give him the other accessory, which we'll go ahead and talk about next. And that is, of course, the scalpel right here, which my cam would focus right there. So yes, you do get the scalpel right here, which is really the main weapon in Halloween 2, which is pretty awesome right there. Looks great. I love it. Pretty awesome. And Michael can hold the scalpel in this hand, which is on him default in the packaging, but this one is meant to hold the scalpel. It has a really nice grip to it on this one. It actually slides in place and holds it very, very well. So there he is with the scalpel, so you can totally recreate that scene of him slashing around, not really knowing where on earth he's looking right there, which is pretty darn awesome right there. But next up, you get the syringe, which is also really cool. The original syringe that I got with my first purchase of this figure, I gave to my Cult Classic Series 5 Jigsaw figure. But this is pretty cool. You can see kind of where the measure lines are right there, which is pretty cool. My camera is driving me crazy today. I apologize. But yes, you can see where the measuring lines are right there. And to have him hold this, you have to give the figure this hand, which is included with the figure. And it is just it is for this side. You can just take this off. Put this one on, just clicks right onto play pretty easily, and then this one is meant to hold the syringe. So if you want to have that going on, you can kind of have it look like he actually has his thumb on the syringe, and he's ready to push it down. So really, really cool. So that is how you have the syringe. Next up, you get the hammer that he uses on the security guard at the hospital right there, right in the head. Boom, gets him in the head with this side of the hammer right there. Pretty darn cool. I do like this hammer. I think they did a great job on it. Yeah, just overall really nice. And given the hammer, you're given this hand for the other side. This just replaces the scalpel holding hand. So you just bring him in here, take off the scalpel holding hand, and you put on this hand right there. Just clicks into place. And then you can give him his hammer. Just like that. So there you have him with the hammer right there, so he can smash, where you could turn it around and have him do it, and have him how he does in the movie when he smashes him with the claw of the hammer. So pretty cool there. And the last weapon accessory you get is you do get the knife from the beginning of the movie with the mayonnaise and mustard couple right here, which is pretty darn cool. This isn't really Michael's like standard kind of butcher knife design right here, but it's still overall very nice knife. However, you can use other knife accessories from like your Jason figures or your Chucky figures. Those work great for Michael Myers figures if you don't like the look of this knife, because it isn't really a traditional Michael Myers knife. However, it is accurate to the movie, and this is the same hand that you use for the hammer, and you can just stick this in the hand, and you can either have him holding it like that, of course, or you can, of course, to take it out and give it to him upside down and have him doing a stabbing pose right there, of course. So options, of course, really, really, really cool. I do really like the knife on this one. I do like this knife, actually. So there you have that. And you also get one more hand. You get this kind of gripping hand for his other side right here, which you can use and have him kind of like as if he's like choking somebody with his hand. You're using the force. But yeah, there you do also get that hand as well, which is pretty darn cool. And last but not least, you do get the Halloween 2 pumpkin. And once again, there have been some improvements made to this from the first one I bought. So here's the first one I bought, which is a lot darker, and also the material feels a lot less, how do you say? I don't know. The material doesn't feel as good on the older one than on this one. They definitely made some improvements here. I mean, the paint job is crystal clear. You can just see how much better the paint job is on the new one here. I mean, just look at how much better that one is. This one's so much darker than it should be. And if we open it up, of course, in order to open this up, you just open it, and then the skull is on a hinge inside, so you can open it and bring the skull out to the middle right there. So there's that one, and here's the old one. We'll do that real quick. And the skull doesn't really look like it's changed at all. I think the skull paint is pretty much the same as it was before, but yeah, there they are right there, so pretty cool. But this is the new one, of course, which is an awesome accessory. I love this accessory. And those are all the accessories. Now for your articulation, the head sculpt is on a peg. There's a ball joint in the neck and then a peg going into the head. And that allows you to get a little bit of down, a little bit of up. You can get the signature Michael Myers tilt, which is pretty good. And you can get a full 360 right there. There is a joint in the torso, so you can get a little bit of crunching right there. And you can get a little bit of arcing back as well. It is hindered by the fact that this is pliable plastic. So it will help, you know, you can use it, but it's not going to go full way because of the way that it's sculpted. Arms can do a full 360. They can go up about that far. They can twist as well. There is a swivel at each one of the hinges right here, and you can get a double jointed bend in on the arm, but only about that far. You can't get like a full double jointed bend right there. And then the hands can hinge up, can hinge down, can hinge up, and then they can swivel. Legs can go forward that far, back that far. Knees can bend back almost 90 degrees, a little bit less than 90. Feet actually have a really good range of movement on this particular NECA figure. You can go up, you can go down that far, you can get a little bit of up, and you can get a fantastic amount of ankle pivot on this figure because of the way it's sculpted right here, which is really nice. Now for comparison, here he is with the Halloween 2018 Michael Myers, and ladies and gentlemen, here he is with my custom Halloween 1978 Michael Myers, made with the same Halloween 2 Ultimate figure, made using the Ben Tramer head sculpt, a combination of the Blood Tears head sculpt from the Halloween 2 figure and the Ben Tramer face sculpt. So this mask is made by taking this face sculpt and switching the hair from this one to this one, and you can get this look going on here. So here it is right here. I did paint it up too. I did also add a little bit more to it right there, and I think it came out phenomenally. I'm really pleased with this. This is why I decided to go get a second one of this the Halloween 2 Michael Myers, because I wanted to have both for my display, but I think this came out perfectly. I really liked it. I super glued the hair in place, so it is on there, and I personally really like this. I'm not done with it quite yet, though. I do want to get some paint to paint over the bullet holes here to make that look more accurate, and I might also at some point try and figure out some way to make him taller. If I can ever figure that out, I don't know, maybe just add some kind of like black plastic on the bottom of the shoe just to make him taller, because Nick Castle was substantially taller than Dick Warlock. But yeah, overall, I am pretty pleased with this, and I do really like the way these look. So this is all three of my Michael Myers figures right here. The 2018, my custom 1978, and the Halloween 2 in the middle right here, which is pretty awesome. These are my three favorite Halloween movies, and we will be getting Halloween 3, The Children from Halloween 3, coming in January 2020, and that will be perfect, because then I will have a representation of all four of my favorite Halloween movies, the 4 Halloween movies that I really love. So yeah, really stoked for that, and I think this looks great, honestly. I think this is a great mod, and it works great. Also, one other thing that I did is I actually gave him the hands from this one, because I don't really think the hands, the skin tone on the Dick Warlock one works for the 1978, so I gave him the hands from the Halloween 2018, because this one comes with some other hands, so I gave him those ones right there to make that look better as well. I might actually switch them out for maybe some of the Roy Burns hands, because those will also work with those, and those are also a little bit lighter in skin tone, but I think it looks pretty good overall. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think of my custom 1978 Michael Myers, but I'm really pleased with it, and I'm really pleased with my decision to go get a second Halloween 2 Michael Myers, because that mask looks way better on this new one. But moving on, here he is with the Ultimate Laurie Strode from the Halloween 2018 movie. And here he is with the Toony Terrors Michael Myers right there. Moving on, here he is with the Ultimate Part 4 Jason Voorhees. Here he is with the Ultimate Part 3 Freddy Krueger. Here he is with the Ultimate Leatherface. Here he is with the Ultimate Chucky. Here he is with the Hellraiser Series 1 Pinhead. Here he is with the Cult Classic Series 5 Jigsaw. Yep. There we go. There he is with the Cult Classic Series 5 Jigsaw. Here he is with the Ultimate Sam. Here he is with the 8-inch retro cloth Dr. Decker. And here he is with the 8-inch retro cloth Ghostface. And now for our showcase. So guys, I absolutely love this figure. You probably already knew that. This is, I did already make a review of this figure, but this was a perfect opportunity to go ahead and do the Ultimate Archive review. And I just gonna say pretty much the exact same thing I said at the end of when I first reviewed this. I love this figure. I think it's awesome. I think it's more than enough to satisfy people who want a classic Michael Myers. However, if you do really must have that 1978 Myers, you do have this, of course, and I think this turned out really well. Just a little bit more work to be done on the torso here to cut rid of these bullet holes and maybe somehow make him taller and somehow, and you'll have pretty much a perfect representation of the 1978 Nick Castle Michael Myers. So overall, I think this figure's awesome. I don't think I can give it any less of like a 9 out of 10. I think a 9 out of 10 is pretty reasonable for this figure. I personally would even go as far to say he's a 10 out of 10, but if I were to, give him a more lenient ranking, I would say he's a 9 out of 10, but I really do love this figure. I think he's awesome. One thing I did forget to mention in the review is that this leg on mine, this leg is quite a bit longer than this one, and it does kind of suck because he doesn't stand up straight, but that is something you are going to have to look at in the store when you come across this figure in the store. Just look at the legs and see if they're longer or not, because this one is perfect. His legs are the same length, as you can see here. The legs are fine on this one. So yeah, that is just your mileage may vary thing. That's QC, and that's just the way this one turned out. But overall, I like this figure. I like that they also updated the masks. I think they did a great job with the masks. They look so much better than the first run of this figure. So yeah, 9 out of 10. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more NECA content if you are of the appropriate age. And leave me in the comments down below what you want the next Ultimate Archive review to be. Thank you all so much for watching, and this is DK Guillotine, signing out.